and welcome to Lety Does American Gods Season 2 teaser trailer. Alright, so, for those of you that have never seen my previous reactions to Season 1 of American Gods, I'm a big fan of American Gods. I loved the book, I love Neil Gaiman, and I was so fucking stoked when I heard that they were making a TV adaptation of American Gods. So of course I had to watch it, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant and I fucking loved it. The effects were amazing. Bryan Fuller made so many of the scenes just, they were so perfect. You could tell it was Bryan Fuller. I guess what I was gonna say initially was so many of the scenes were so Bryan Fuller, but yeah, basically I loved it, and there were some like plot choices that I was kind of like about, like the inclusion or the creation of Vulcan and then the immediate cut off of Vulcan's character. I was kind of iffy about it. It didn't really add anything other than to show that Mr. Wednesday can be kind of ruthless, but you know, overall they mostly followed the book. I thought it was amazing. The characters were so on point, except for maybe Mr. Wednesday, who doesn't look like anything he looks like in the book, but I mean, it was pretty great. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too in detail as to basically everything I thought about last season because I'll just be rambling. If you guys want to go searching for those reactions for some reason, they're over on the old channel. But yeah, in short, I am a big fan of this series. Now, let me do a short recap of everything that happened in Season 1, and I'm gonna try my best not to jumble up the details from the book as well, because like I said, I've read the book and it holds a special place in my heart, so I know it pretty well and I don't want to jumble everything up. Anyway, Season 1, basically we got introduced to Shadow Moon. He's already in jail when we meet him. Okay, well, the same day he gets released, his wife Laura dies in a car accident, and then she comes back to life through magic. Basically she comes back to life from this magical coin that was put in her chest from a leprechaun named Mad Sweeney. I just realized how weird this sounds if you have no idea what the show is about or if you haven't read the book. Yeah. Okay, no. Maybe I started off wrong. Okay, whatever. So Shadow Moon basically gets all these strange encounters since he's gone out of jail because now he has no wife to go back to. He's basically all on his own. And in his morning, he gets approached by this guy named Mr. Wednesday who wants to hire him as his bodyguard. So Mr. Wednesday basically tells Shadow that the reason that he needs protection is because he is one of the old gods that is in danger of being forgotten and essentially wiped out completely because there are new gods that are forming in America. And the two main ones are Media, who, oh, what was her name? Man, I forgot the actress's name, but she is brilliant. Damn. I forgot her name at this exact moment, but who is played by Gillian Anderson. There you go. Okay, there you go. The reason I specifically name drop her is because since Season 1, she has actually left the show as well and has been replaced. So right now, as she's been replaced with a new actress, I'm actually not all that against it because I feel like of all the characters on the show, Media is probably the one that has the most flexibility in that regard because she can literally be anyone's. And basically all the new gods run under this leader called Mr. World. And Fuck, how do I not give spoilers? Okay, Mr. World is trying to gather an army of new gods to basically destroy all of the old gods and take all of the worship of humans for themselves, because basically that's how gods stay alive. So, Mr. Wednesday, concerned about this, and is using Shadow as his bodyguard and going around gathering up all of the old gods that he can find, that he knows are still around, because he basically wants to go to war with the new gods, since he knows that that is ultimately coming. So he wants to, he's building an army. But we also see in the show that there are other gods who are old gods who are willing to just use Mr. World's help to change their image to better get the worship of the people. So for that example, we see Biliquis, who is the Queen of Sheba. She is one of the old gods who is basically going to be forgotten, but we see later she gets approached by Technical Boy, who basically makes her a new method to receive worship through this dating app called Queen of Sheba. So that's how she's been staying alive. That's how she's been sticking around. We also see Easter, who has changed herself to be more receiving of the worship that people already put towards the Easter holiday. Oh, right, and Vulcan. Okay, and then we also get a short look at Vulcan, who, I don't know, basically, he's a war god, but he's in it for a little bit, kind of playing along with Mr. Wednesday and telling him that he will join them. However, it turns out that he's actually in alignment with Mr. World, and he has changed himself to kind of be more focused of a god of, like, violence, I want to say, in the modern world. And then in the show we also got introduced to Mad Sweeney, who in the book at this point is already dead, because basically his entire thing is if he loses his lucky coin, he gets bad luck and bad shit happens to him. He freezes to death outside. But in the show we have him running around with Laura trying to revive her after he killed her so that he can get his lucky coin back. I don't know, we got introduced to a lot of people, we saw a lot of shit. It was basically like the book. And I've been talking about this too long, so yeah, for this trailer there are some things I'm going to be looking for. I'm not good at summarizing. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be looking for is, now that Brian Fuller and Michael Green have left, and it is now Jesse Alexander who is producing the show, how are things going to be different? Because, you know, as I mentioned, I loved how everything looked in season 1. Unfortunately, they didn't get to go to House on the Rock. Basically, where we are in the story, from this point on, shit gets crazy. Like, it should be visual effect shit fuck-tonery. So, I don't really know if they're just gonna completely go a different direction for the story, just to kind of avoid all that, but yeah, that's one thing I'm going to be looking for in this trailer. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to be looking for also kind of goes along with them, if they're going to be changing the story or not, and it's basically just with Gillian Anderson leaving and her being replaced, I feel like maybe they had to have some change in direction. They already kind of had some in season 1 with them introducing Vulcan, but basically what I'm going to be looking for is, are they going to still focus on the old gods, or are they just going to straight up drop some characters completely? Because there are still some characters that I really hope to see, and I really hope that they keep them in the show, so I hope I get to see them in this. And the last thing I am going to be looking for is just, what the fuck happened to Salim and the Jinn, man? I fucking loved them! And now the Jinn is gone, and maybe he left America, and I want the Jinn to come back. And yeah, before I get all overly excited, that's basically all I'm looking for. American Gods Season 2 official teaser trailer. Let's get started.
Won't you join us, Shadow? Truth be told, I'm not the man I once was. When people first came to America, they brought us with them. Forgotten gods.
Oh my god, who the fuck was that guy?
Is everyone in here a god?
There are new gods growing in America.
Ah, this is so amazing so far. Oh, okay, that's how she looks. That's how media looks now.
You are fooling yourselves.
Oh my god!
He's dangerous. I need you to believe that.
It's the carousel scene! Oh, that Jinn! The Jinn! Oh my gosh.
You're in the fairy tale.
What does that say? June. Wait. Oh, I couldn't read that sign. What? Oh, that's it. It just ended. Dude, that's fucking awesome. I'm sorry. Like, okay. I need to calm down so I can think of everything. Just what I saw. Alright. So, answer to my first question. It looks like it's not gonna be too different. Because everything still looked really good. The production still looked pretty on point. And I feel like the new actress for Media, who's like the initial, like, immediate change that people would know about, she just looks like more of a modern Media, I guess. So, the other Media that we initially got introduced to, you know, she would take forms of I Love Lucy and more of like a, what's the word? Vintage Media. And now we're getting introduced to someone who looks more like internet age. And I think that's pretty cool. From what I can tell, we are getting some new characters, unless they just look really different and I can't recognize him. There was some guy wearing some like gold belly thing. I don't know who that was supposed to be, but it looked like there was rain all around him. He kind of looked like, you know, Poseidon or maybe Zeus? I don't know. Maybe they're pulling, you know, characters out of their ass, but that's okay. But we also saw a scene with like Technical Boy. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of pressure for Technical Boy this season, because we get a scene where he walks into a mansion and we see all these kids like smoking and stuff. But usually whenever there's a gathering that a god shows up to, it's because of a sacrifice. So those kids are probably all gonna die. And then it also showed a scene of Media looking down at Technical Boy and he's all small. So that's kind of like a thing where Media tries to like dissolve Technical Boy, or she basically goes like, you know, you kind of are me, and she wants to just like take his worship for herself. But without any spoilers, things don't end too well for Technical Boy. And also, okay. I didn't start with this because I always get so excited. I've been waiting for that fucking carousel scene for over 2 years. Like, damn, it's been so long since the last season came out. And then instead of giving us the carousel scene in season 1, which they were basically supposed to go and do, you know, after a certain point, after Mr. Wednesday gathered up all the gods, instead they went to go see Vulcan, and that's probably because it would cost way less money than to do the carousel scene, because carousel scene is basically just that they're all riding on a carousel to have a meeting with all the rest of the old gods in Odin's head or something, and as they travel there, there's like all these fucking colors, and it's like they're traveling through space and time and reality itself, and then we see like all the different forms of Odin and all the different forms of Chernobog, and he's like a young dude, and he's like super buff, and he's a warrior. And then we see Anansi, and he's like a fucking, you know, 50-foot, like, a spider. Ah! I've wanted this for so long. So, the scene that we got where Odin is having his meeting with all the old gods, I didn't see any giant spiders. So maybe for the, you know, TV version, they're gonna have it so that, like, Anansi isn't there. Or maybe they're just gonna have him in his, like, regular human form. I don't think I saw Chernobog either, because he's supposed to be, like, a guy wearing, I don't know, with really dark hair, wearing, like, a skinned bear or something. He has a couple different forms. But Odin looked on point. That was fucking dope. Okay, someone else I didn't see who I thought I was gonna see. Maybe she's in there. I didn't see Kali. No one in that meeting room looked like they have multiple arms. So I don't know who was supposed to be there, but yeah. We also got some, like, scene with Laura hugging Mad Sweeney. And honestly, you know, who cares? That's whatever. Cool, that's just gonna be like a little side thing that, like, maybe he's fallen in love with Laura at this point. Because in the book he's supposed to be dead at this point, and Laura and Shadow's relationship is just kind of, like, stagnant after she dies. Like, it's fine. Their relationship is over. At that point, Shadow was basically just like, yeah, I forgive you. I guess it's cool. Bye. So, if the two of them are together, it's just them wanting to make another side story for them to kind of mess with. But, yeah, there was a lot going on. I can say, overall, I'm pretty satisfied. I even saw the Jinn! I saw the Jinn and Salim, so that means that the two of them, they are the star-crossed lovers, and I guess now they're, like, sharing the power or something. I don't know. They're just so gorgeous. So, yes! We're gonna get the two of them! Pretty excited. We saw more Jekyll, we saw more Ibis, and then we saw a bunch of random clips of who I assume are old gods that changed, or whatever. I'm sure they'll introduce them to us eventually. But yeah, overall this looks pretty good. I'm still pretty excited for it. Let me know what you guys thought of this trailer. Let me know what you guys think for the next season, because there's been a lot of changes. But it still looks pretty damn good. And yeah, that's basically all I got for you right now. So Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Get out there, do all the stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Hey everyone, Lety here. Just trying on another apron for my Autumn of Aprons try-on haul, October 2018. And if you like udon with grapefruit, then this is the apron for you. You can go ahead and vote for it by checking out that card up there. Bye! Mwah!